City firefighters have a new place to train that's dedicated to a fallen comrade and built with their own hands. And the city of Pittsburgh celebrates a 100-year-old cultural landmark. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, Webb City firefighters can now train in their own training facility, one honoring a fallen comrade. Plus, the city of Pittsburgh celebrates a century of the Memorial Auditorium, and some new definitions from the Department of Education cause concern for some nurses in the Show Me State.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Webb City firefighters have a new tool to help them train. This is KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. The fire department also has a reason to stake a personal claim in the structure. The fire department celebrated the debut with a ribbon-cutting ceremony today for the new on-site training tower. The department built this tower because firefighters needed a local training facility to better prepare area first responders. The training facility honors Lieutenant Chance Wills, who died in 2015.
It makes my heart happy.
Yeah, me too. I'm thankful that we all came together to do this
everybody's
for him.
Still here as a brotherhood for him, because this was the most important thing to him his whole life. This is what he lived for.
Training structures can cost up to $400,000 because Webb City used shipping containers. It reduced the cost to about $45,000. Well, Carthage broke ground today on a new performing arts center at the high school. The voter-approved project will house choir, theater, and band programs in a modern facility. The building will also serve as a FEMA tornado shelter for the campus.
It's a huge need for making our programs what they need to be. It gives us an opportunity to expand and add a few programs, plus gives kids an opportunity to be in these programs that weren't able to be in it before. The time crunch of moving across campus.
The new space could also make room for a possible junior ROTC program at Carthage High School. Well, Pittsburgh celebrates a century of applause, laughter, and standing ovations within the walls of Memorial Auditorium. The historic venue held a rededication ceremony this evening, marking 100 years of performances. The auditorium opened in 1925 as the Mirza Shriners Temple and quickly became known for its beauty and large capacity. Since then, the venue has hosted student showcases, big-name acts like Merle Haggard and Ray Charles, and even circus performances with elephants. The city of Pittsburgh purchased the building in 1945 and dedicated it to World War I and World War II servicemen and nurses. The community saved the auditorium from demolition in the 1980s, leading to major renovations.
It's a beginning for children as they go through their graduations and they go through the youth leadership program and they come be part of this building. They get used to coming here and seeing performances. This is, as we mentioned, the center hub of life in Pittsburgh and celebration of it as we know it.
Upcoming events include the Nutcracker by International Ballet Stars on December 12th and Disney's Frozen Sing-Along on December 14th. Meteorologist Austin Stance joins us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, if you thought it was starting to get a little bit chilly out there, you are 100% right. Temperatures are on their way down this evening and even cooler than where they were at this point yesterday. Carl Junction, 12 degrees cooler. Parsons, 12 as well. Fort Scott sitting at 10 degrees cooler than where you were yesterday. As we head through the overnight hours tonight, temperatures dropping into the 30s. Now, most of us saw temperatures near 60 degrees today. By the time we reach our overnight low tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking anywhere from a 25 to 30 degree temperature difference from where we started this afternoon. So it's definitely going to be a change. The reason for that, well, we see these winds coming out of the northwest. That's bringing that cooler air. We've had this blanket of cloud cover for the several days now. With that being gone, this cooler air can flow in. Coming up, we're going to talk about how this cooler air could affect your travel impacts and what lingers behind that.
All right, thanks, Austin. The Trump administration recently moved to reclassify certain fields as requiring professional degrees. Now, one field omitted nursing. Gianni Navarro spoke to some Missouri nurses about how this reclassification could impact things like student loan approval.
I might be taking care of a medical surgical patient who is mildly sick. I might be taking care of a neonatal ICU patient who's a little bit sicker.
Elise Hector has been a registered nurse for almost 13 years. It's a rewarding profession she worked hard for, but now officials want to strip away her professional title.
To be told that you're a healthcare hero, and then to be told, oh, wait a minute, the thing that you've been taught that you are, you're not anymore. You're going to still do the same thing every day, but you're not a professional. You're less than.
Elise says officials no longer classifying nursing degrees as professional will make it harder to become a nurse.
I have 2 advanced degrees, and I had to use federal funds for both of them. So capping out the federal funds would have meant that I would not have been able to get the degrees that I got.
Elise says nurses save lives every day. Losing the title diminishes that.
And that's something that we have the advanced skill and knowledge and background to be able to do, which is why we're a profession, because we have the specialized knowledge and skills to be able to make those choices.
The Dean of Nursing of Rockhurst University agrees.
I don't think that any true provider would ever say that one is more essential than another. They're all critical to all of us maintaining a healthy status and getting the quality care that we deserve.
Henry calls nurses essential. People lean on them in times of need. Without them, communities face gaps in care.
The nurses are the ones that have stepped forward and and provided that care when needed.
While the decision disappoints her, she doesn't think it will deter future nurses.
No one, I don't think, goes into it lightly because it is very difficult, but it's also very rewarding. I'm hoping that will balance out some of these more negative aspects.
Well, the new rules under the Department of Education will begin on July 1st. Fusion computer systems are now online at Missouri DMVs. Fusion is an acronym for 50 unique systems in one nexus. It's an updated system that loops 50 systems into one, allowing for easier streamlined use and adds new features. Now, one of those new features eliminates temporary license plates. And now you can pay your vehicle tax at the dealership as part of your financing. Dealerships will not need new computer systems. Rather, they will be given a portal log-on to access the features with their existing systems. The Department of Revenue director says this is a step in the right direction.
I think, again, for Missourians, I think it's a great thing. Technology is, but you have to do it the right way, and you have to do it in an efficient way, and you have to make sure that the outcomes are what you want. So doing all that takes a little time.
The department will track whether you are insured or not, and you could face a $200 fine if you're not. It's all in an effort to eliminate uninsured drivers on Missouri roads. A page turns on one of the country's darkest chapters. Coming up, the oldest survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre dies. But up first, an investigation into American lawmakers.
The FBI probes Democratic lawmakers after their controversial message to the U.S. military. I'm Erica Brown with more on that message and how the Trump administration is responding.
The FBI has launched an inquiry into 6 Democratic lawmakers who took part in a video for U.S. service members urging them not to follow unlawful orders. As Erica Brown reports, President Trump has accused the lawmakers of seditious behavior, punishable by death.
CBS News has learned the FBI has launched a probe into 6 Democratic lawmakers who urged U.S. service members not to follow unlawful orders. The inquiry comes after the members of Congress, who are all veterans of the military or intelligence community, addressed the military in this recorded video.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin is one of the lawmakers behind the message.
We had a ton of folks in uniform and a lot of veterans come to us and raise real concerns about things that they were asked to do or things that they were concerned they might be asked to do, particularly with the deployments of the National Guard and uniformed military into our city streets, places like Chicago, and the strikes in the Caribbean.
The Pentagon launched a separate probe Monday into Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, a retired Navy captain, accusing him of misconduct and threatening to recall him to active duty to face a court-martial.
I'm not going to be silenced. I'm not going to be intimidated.
Now, President Trump last week accused the lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. And those lawmakers say since then they've received death threats.
What the president said is very serious. I didn't think he would step over that line, calling for the execution of members of Congress. And because of what he says, there is now an increased threats against us. I'm not going to get into, details on my personal security, but as the husband of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, I understand what political violence is.
The White House maintains the lawmakers who recorded the video should be held accountable. Erica Brown at CBS News, the White House.
And perhaps the most recent and notable legal pursuit of seditious conspiracy occurred in 2022 in connection to the January 6th riot. Now, leaders of the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and other members were charged with seditious conspiracy in connection to the riot. President Trump issued blanket pardons and commutations for individuals charged or convicted of offenses related to the riots. The oldest living survivor of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre has died. Viola Ford Fletcher died Monday at 111 years old. Ford was just a girl when a white mob destroyed Tulsa's Greenwood district, once known as Black Wall Street, torching roughly 35 city blocks. Thousands of black residents were arrested while others were beaten and killed. Insurance companies denied many claims for what would be worth tens of millions of dollars in property damage today. Fletcher spent her life fighting for reparations, saying she, quote, never got over the fear she carried from that day. Last year, the Oklahoma Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit arguing the city should compensate the remaining survivors for damages. A little later, as families across the 4 states struggle with putting food on the table, many in the community step up to help them.
Freezing, blustery, those are the types of words we use for January, but we could be seeing those temperatures come in for the holiday. Details coming up. Now, believe it or not, temperatures were actually above average today, even with that cloud cover out there. But now that those clouds have cleared, we are seeing that cooler air beginning to move in, especially since the winds have shifted now out of the northwest coming in. We're seeing temperatures anywhere from 5 to 12 degrees cooler than we were at this point yesterday. You'll see those darker blues off to the northwest. That will continue to move into our area as we head into the overnight hours. By 2 a.m., temperatures already in the upper 30s across the entire region. By the time we reached 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, we're in the mid 30s. And then take a look at Yates Center, Iola, sitting at 30 degrees below freezing there. So it's going to get chilly as we head into the overnight hours and waking up tomorrow morning. It's going to be a chilly start for us. So our overnight low right around freezing. Some of us even below freezing overnight. But waking up tomorrow morning, if you're going to be an early traveler, you might want to break out the winter jacket. Take a look at this. 27 in Joplin, 22 in Iola, 22 Yates Center. Mount Vernon also sitting at 23 degrees is what it's going to feel like at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind as you're headed out the door. If you're a later traveler, the sun will be out. You can probably get away with a heavy sweater, but you'll want the sunglasses, the gloves, the hat. Boots, I'll leave up to you. 47 degrees. We'll see partly or mostly sunny skies with just a few scattered clouds out there, but definitely chilly. Now, Thanksgiving on Thursday is looking really great. Starts out chilly, 38 degrees, get up to 46, looking at a high of around 48. By 6 o'clock, temperatures on their way back down. So that backyard football game is looking pretty good. If you can break a sweat out there, you'll be just fine. Now, as we take a look at what we can expect, we're looking at the upper flow and seeing this cooler air flow in here. Look at this low pressure, just dropping all this cooler air in. Luckily, the coldest air stays off to the northeast, but we're still going to experience some of that as we head into Friday and Saturday. What is that going to do? Well, we're going to stay right around freezing, but take a look. Friday, things get up to around 39, but over the weekend, they drop into the 20s. These are overnight lows, not feel-like temperatures, so we could have feel-like temperatures nearing 20 degrees for the weekend. But what's important to talk about is the travel back home after the holiday. We're going to see clear skies for Wednesday, Thursday, but Friday night into Saturday, things become widespread. Showers, thunderstorms possibly, but if showers develop in the overnight hours on Saturday, we could be talking about maybe even a few snow showers. Here it comes Saturday or early Saturday morning, and then becomes more widespread Saturday afternoon into Sunday as well. Let's take a closer look here for you. Friday, things are cloudy here. As we head into early Saturday morning, here it becomes more widespread. And here's what I'm talking about, these temperatures. It's 8 a.m. here. If this develops earlier in the morning, we could be looking at the back end, maybe even a wintry mix possible Saturday morning. Not expecting too much accumulation, but definitely could see some wintry weather out there in, what would that be, November still. So Saturday, Sunday, showers possible Saturday, and then another chance of a system that could bring in a few snow flurries on Monday, Tanya.
Yeah, I'm particularly interested in that snow weather or snow shower on Monday.
I'm looking to get back to Friday at 56.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks, Austin. Well, families across the 4 states are struggling to put food on the table this holiday season. And this evening at Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh, community members stepped up to help. Shoppers dropped off non-perishable donations as part of KOAM's Feed the 4 States campaign. Today's donations go to the Wesley House in Pittsburgh.
The faces of hungry people are not the faces of strangers. They're the faces of people that you run into at the store. They're the faces of people like kids you see crossing the street or seniors. There's a lot of local people that really struggle with food insecurity. It's right here.
And it's not too late to support Feed the 4 States. You can still donate online at KOAMnewsnow.com or drop off non-perishable donations at a food pantry in your community. Still ahead, the Pitt State women's basketball team takes on Texas Women's University in a top 10 matchup. And Carthage football is back in the state semifinals for the first time since 2022. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
For the first time since 2022, Carthage football is back in the Class 5 state semifinals, just 2 wins away from a coveted state title. And what an incredible season it's been for the Tigers. Carthage has just 1 loss all season and is on an 8-game win streak. The Tigers have won 5 in a row by double digits. It's safe to say they're one of the most dominant teams in the state of Missouri. Now Carthage hosts its first state semifinals matchup in 3 years, and it's a special moment for the program.
These games are never guaranteed, so when you get one, it's pretty special, and be able to come out here and practice this week on Thanksgiving is a special time for everybody, including the coaches and our players and this team. So very excited about that. Very excited to be able to host a semifinal game again. It's been 3 years since we were able to do that back in 22, so very happy.
It's impossible to pinpoint a single reason for the Tigers' success. Frankly, they've been phenomenal on both sides of the ball. Their defense has allowed less than 12 points per game in the playoffs. The offense averaging 40 points per game for the season. With numbers like that, it's no surprise the Tigers have racked up 11 wins.
I think our defense certainly is playing their best ball. These guys are getting after it every single week. You can tell they're maturing in their communication, their fits, their pursuit. Just flying around making plays and just their understanding of the game plan every week. And then when you have Zane back there and West back there behind them, good things can happen. And both those guys, this is first-year starter for both Zane and West, and they've improved immensely as well.
Carthage hosts Cardinal Ritter for the state semifinals at David Hafner Stadium, 1 p.m. Saturday. Well, let's head for the hardwood where 3 of our local MIAA basketball squads play tonight. Number 2 Pitt State hosting number 8 Texas Women's University in the Gorillas home opener. And in the early going, it was freshman Marin Adams leading the way for Pitt State, scoring or assisting on 10 of the Gorillas' first 13 points, including this easy layup. But Pioneer guards Jada Seltzer was on fire from the start, draining a 3 and getting an easy layup as part of her 15 first quarter points. Another freshman was key for PSU early on, Casey McCumber, posting a double-double in the first half, finishing with 18 rebounds, tied for the 3rd most in a single game in program history. Pioneers, though, going on a run in the second quarter, feeding it down low to Gabby Elliott, who gets to work, count the basket and a foul. That's a 16-5 run for TWU. Final minute of the half, Avery Kleinens drives to the lane, fights through contact, secures the basket and the foul as the Gorillas fall at home to the Pioneers for their first loss of the season, 87-62. The Missouri Southern men's team also drops its matchup, 94-86 to Rockhurst, but Southern's Jaden Taylor scores a season-high 37 points in the loss. And the Lady Lions can't get it done either. They fall to Drury 61-57. Well, that's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
For the fourth straight year, second graders at Fairview Elementary School got to bring a popular New York City tradition to Carthage. Inspired by the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, the students marched around the school with their own unique balloon designs, which they designed with popsicle sticks and paper.
One thing that I like about this is the popsicle stick, because you get to put it on there, and also that you designed it by yourself. It doesn't matter how good you did it, but it just matters if you did something.
Prior to the parade, the students got a history lesson on the Macy's parade by reading the book Balloons Over Broadway. Now, the book is about Tony Sarge, the puppeteer who helped bring the giant balloons to New York City. I don't know if you guys noticed, but an entire class did not have balloons, and I wondered if they all popped them before the parade.
You know, I'm a little jealous I didn't get to make one of those crafts. Those were actually, I saw in the video some really creative ones out there.
Scheduling for Thursday, craft night.
Craft night here at KOAM, yep. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. So we got a lot to talk about here real quick. Thursday looks good, it's cold, eat a lot of food. Friday night, rain moves in. Saturday, that's gonna be the heavy rainmaker. So, make your travel plans around for the weekend as you're heading back home. Rain clears out Sunday afternoon.
And unfortunately, a lot of sports on Saturday, too.
Yes, 3 football games. Pitt State on the road at Harding, Seneca, and Carthage hosting state semifinal matchups.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night and an even better Wednesday.